Good Wednesday evening, May 7th, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. Chelan County Auditor Skip Moore may not serve out the remainder of his term due to disagreements with county commissioners over funding of his department. Local businesses, big and small, are coming together for Mother's Day this weekend to celebrate moms throughout the valley. Temperatures will drop back to normal tomorrow before warming right back up on Friday and Saturday. Your full local weather forecast is straight ahead. Rob Tidd, an East Wenatchee council member since 2019, resigned and walked out of chambers as Tuesday's city council meeting concluded. Tidd's resignation, effective today, follows his arrest last Thursday for allegedly assaulting a family member. East Wenatchee police say Tidd charged and put his hands around his brother's neck as the two argued over removing property from their mother's former residence on 19th Street Northeast. He was cited on a misdemeanor charge of fourth-degree assault. Tidd did not mention his arrest in his resignation announcement Tuesday, instead criticizing Mayor Gerald Crawford and his fellow council members.
It has become apparent that my voice and opinions as a member of this council have little to no impact. A lack of transparency within the East Wenatchee Mayor's office and questionable and poor decisions by a majority of council members also contributed to my decision today. As the only unpaid elected official in East Wenatchee, I truly hope that you will be able to find solutions to fix the city's deficit budget without imposing additional taxes on the taxpayers of East Wenatchee.
As Tidd left the meeting, Mayor Crawford praised his work with the council. He faces a hearing date May 14th in his arrest. His seat will be up for election this November. A Douglas County judge must now decide whether to throw out a lawsuit by former workers against Confluence Health for the second time. Roughly 70 plaintiffs are suing the healthcare system after being dismissed from their jobs in 2021 for refusing to take the COVID-19 vaccination, claiming it would violate their religious beliefs. In a 2-hour hearing yesterday, Judge Brian Huber heard arguments over dismissing the case. Confluence says granting an exemption to all the plaintiffs posed a risk to patients and an undue hardship on Confluence as an employer. Plaintiff's attorney Steve Lacey said Tuesday his clients could have been reasonably accommodated. An earlier lawsuit brought by many of the same former employees was dismissed. Huber says he'll make a final decision on the matter after both sides file their last briefings at the end of this month. Our media partner, the Wenatchee World, reports that Chelan County Auditor Skip Moore may not serve out the remainder of his term due to disagreements with county commissioners over funding of his department. Moore told commissioners at a Tuesday meeting that he was shocked to see a salary increase approved last week go to the sheriff when the other elected officials didn't see the same percent increases over the last 2.5 years. Moore called it a professional slap in the face and said in an email he wouldn't keep doing the job of two positions and is, quote, no longer willing to bang my head against the wall. Moore has previously requested funding to hire a new chief deputy auditor, but that position has been unfilled for 8 years. Moore has been the county's auditor since 2009. His current term ends December 31st, 2026. Chelan County is hosting 3 open house events in May to educate community members on the county's comprehensive plan. The plan guides the growth of Chelan County for the next 20 years and is required by the state under the Growth Management Act. It outlines everything from goals and policies to economic development, housing, and more. The open house events will begin at 5:30 p.m. with Chelan's on May 19th, then Leavenworth's on May 20th, and Wenatchee on May 21st. County staff and consultants will be present at each open house to answer questions and provide feedback for attendees. You can find full information on these events on our website. When we come back, longtime Wenatchee High School Assistant Principal Donna Mosier will step into the role of interim principal this summer. Chelan County Public Works is reminding orchardists to wash off road signs near their crops. We'll tell you why. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
At Abby's, Toppings to the Edge is a promise we've kept for 60 years and counting. We load our pizzas with fresh ingredients, quality meats, and real cheese, so every bite is legendary. If you can find a better pizza, buy it. Abby's, you just can't top it. Right now, every day is Taco Tuesday at Abby's. Our Taco Especial is on sale 7 days a week. This giant pizza serves up to 6 people and is at a very special price. Order at abbys.com. Give us a call or just drop by. We're family-owned Abby's, a legendary pizza tradition.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort. Totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air. Central Washington Water is home to the Hot Spring Spa for over 45 years. Come see the Freshwater Smart IQ. It monitors your saltwater spa's pH balance, chlorine, and more. Or the cold plunge tub that will leave you feeling rejuvenated. Plug-and-play spas make hot tubbing easy. With great financing available, cold water, salt water, hot water, Central Washington Water has a spa for your budget and your lifestyle. Stop by today.
Longtime Wenatchee High School Assistant Principal Donna Mosier will step into the role of interim principal this summer. Mosier takes over for Eric Anderson, who will head to the district office as Executive Director of Learning, Teaching, and Schools after the school year ends. Mosier has served as assistant principal since 2011, and her background also includes teaching and administrative roles at Pioneer Middle School. She will start her new role on July 1st. Anderson was also filling in as the school's athletic director, which is a position Superintendent Corey Callahar is recommending go to B.J. Kuntz, pending board approval coming up on May 13th. Chelan County Public Works is reminding orchardists to wash off road signs near their crops. Public Works posted 2 images of different signs that lost their reflectiveness due to residue from spray used by orchardists. The loss of reflectiveness is making it difficult for drivers to see the signs in the dark. The department said speed limits, yield, stop warning, and curve warning signs are especially important for drivers at night. Public Works asked orchardists to take soap and water to remove residue from the sign, saying it may help save a life. Local businesses, big and small, are coming together for Mother's Day this weekend to celebrate moms throughout the valley. From brunch to ice skating, yoga, and more, there's a wide variety of events happening this Sunday to help you make mom feel special. A Mother's Day brunch will take place at Mission Ridge with an omelet bar, pancakes, and free mimosas for moms. But if you're up for something a little more active, Valkyrie Fitness Studio is offering an aerial yoga class for moms and their little ones. Ice skating will also be available at Weinstein Beverage Rink for individuals with good balance. A full list of Mother's Day events happening this Sunday in Wenatchee, East Wenatchee, Leavenworth, and Chelan is available on our website. Coming up next, the Wenatchee Pride Festival returns on June 21st. We will have a preview coming up in tonight's feature story. Expect a cooler day on Thursday with mostly sunny and warmer weather for Friday and Saturday. I'll have all the details coming up in your full local weather forecast. That and much more still to come tonight. Please stay with us.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
The Wenatchee Pride Festival returns on June 21st, an annual celebration of belonging and visibility in Memorial Park. In tonight's feature story, NCWLIFE's Dan Kuntz spoke recently with Pride Board President Kelsey Riggs. He told us the festival will go on even though the political climate around LGBTQ has changed on a national scale.
There has been a huge uptick on the amount of just anger and hate that we're seeing in like the comment section, even news articles from different organizations. And I think that really people are encouraged to act that way, especially given the current political climate, whereas like, in the past, maybe it's always kind of been there, but now it's just kind of very upfront in your face, and it's disheartening. It's very disheartening.
They've been given permission to
Right.
be bigots and act that way.
Yeah.
From higher up.
They have been, and it's definitely reflected in our interactions, especially online.
But locally, you guys are hanging in there, okay?
Yeah, we're hanging in there. We have a really great group here. We have a great community of queer people that are really willing to show up and say, we're not going to take this, and just be representative of people here in the valley. Like there's all kinds of people here, and there isn't, and we all deserve to be here, and we all deserve to live here and enjoy our time here. So no, on the local level, we're hanging in there.
I read about this in the Seattle Times a couple weeks ago. The Seattle Pride folks are having a difficult time now than they've had in years past getting corporate sponsors to write big fat checks to make their festival happen. They're feeling some pushback from what's going on in our nation's capital and the rolling back of DEI programs from the federal level.
Right.
Anything locally that applies to your organization for some of your big-pocketed, longtime sponsors? Are you getting any sort of resistance in that respect for maybe I'm not going to write you a big a check as I have in years past, stuff like that?
No. We actually on the local level have been really felt supported. I mean, we still have some sponsors that we're going to reach out to. I know that Confluence and CVCH are some of our biggest sponsors, and we're going to reach out to them. We have a really good working relationship with them. They've supported us for years now, and we really feel like it's important for the community to know that these organizations are here to help the community and support the community. So we really hope that they're going to be continuing to support us, and I believe that they will be.
As is the city of Wenatchee, who helps you through the permitting process and the insurance process and everything. It's easy for them to say, maybe.
No, the city
so
has been actually very incredible. They brought up some really good talking points about the current political climate and been willing to work with us. The city has been incredible, and they've been incredible in the past, and they're gonna. I really am happy to say that they're continuing to be just great. Everyone deserves their joy, and that's the main goal of our Pride Fest, is to represent our community here and just put joy out there.
Time now to take a look at your north central Washington weather forecast. Hope you had a really good Wednesday. Temperatures were warmer than yesterday, even though we did see a few more clouds out there, but not a lot of cloudiness. Lots of blue sky and temperatures well above what we should be seeing for this time of year. But what we're dealing with, and it has picked up around parts of north central Washington, and that is wind. We do expect gusty winds throughout the day today. It happened mainly in the Columbia Basin, also Waterville Plateau. But tonight, 7 p.m. to midnight, that's when I think we'll see some wind in the Wenatchee Valley. Some areas have already seen it come up, but we could see gusts between 25 and 35 miles an hour. And of course, with our dry conditions, we are worried about elevated fire risk. So be very careful with that wind tonight and maybe even into early tomorrow morning. Today's high temperature, it was a nice one, 76 degrees unofficially. Saturday. 69 is our normal high for this time of year. And boy, it was a hot one back in 1987. Record high 92 degrees. This morning we were at 48, our overnight low, a couple of degrees above where we should be at 46. Our record cold 34, and that was in 2010. Sunrise 5:34 this morning, and it sets tonight at 8:21. Taking a look at those Thursday temperatures, a noticeable difference in the high temperatures tomorrow. Most of us about 10 degrees below where we were today. 71 in Moses Lake and Ephrata. Also Quincy 71 tomorrow. We'll be right at around 70 degrees in Wenatchee tomorrow, which is normal for this time of year. That goes for Eniat and Chelan as well. Omak, you will see 70. Middle to upper 60s then in our upper elevations. Lake Wenatchee, Leavenworth, and also in Kashmir tomorrow afternoon. Tonight we can expect mostly cloudy skies. Here's the trough of low pressure that moved through and brought some of those clouds and those breezy conditions our direction. We will continue to see winds until about midnight or so tonight, with low temperatures dropping down into the mid-40s for your Thursday. Even though we will see a big drop in temperatures, boy, it's still going to be awfully nice out there with mostly sunny skies, not much wind to speak of, high temperatures right around 70 degrees. Some might think that's just about perfect. For Friday, some high clouds out there. That's the gray you see over most of Washington State. We will begin a nice warm-up, though, as high pressure ridge builds up from the desert southwest. We'll see highs Friday near 80 degrees. So down 10 degrees Thursday, back up 10 degrees on Friday. Mostly cloudy then for Saturday. An area of low pressure begins to move in. There will be a cold front that'll move through first on Saturday, but not before we get into the mid and upper 70s for high temperatures. And then by Sunday, here comes that area of low pressure just off our Pacific coast. Mostly cloudy. It will usher in some cooler temperatures too. I think our highs Sunday will barely reach about 70 degrees in the afternoon, and that trend's going to continue as we get you into Monday and early next week. Mostly cloudy skies, and the first time in a long time, a 30% chance that we could see some shower activity on Monday afternoon. We'll continue with those cooler temperatures. Highs Monday into the mid and upper 60s, and then by Tuesday, even a little bit cooler. We'll see mostly cloudy skies, breezy to even windy conditions on Tuesday, with high temperatures below normal into the mid 60s. All right, here's a look at your 7-day forecast. 44 degrees overnight tonight. A beautiful stretch of days. Thursday right into Saturday. 70 and mostly sunny tomorrow. 79 for Friday. A few more clouds will move in on Saturday, not before we reach 77 degrees. And then a bit of a cooling trend begins on Sunday with more clouds too. 71 on Sunday. A chance for showers and cooler Monday at 67. Mostly cloudy for your Tuesday. High temperatures then 65 degrees. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Happy Wednesday. Count Raleigh was supposed to have the night off last night. Instead, he was called upon to pinch hits with the bases loaded in the top of the ninth inning with the Mariners trailing 3-2. Raleigh ripped a 3-1 pitch down the right field line, scoring the tying and go-ahead runs as Seattle came from behind to beat the Athletics 5-3. It was the second night in a row the two teams played close back-and-forth contest.
In steps Julio, only 4 pitches and 2 outs for Springs. Julio shoots this high towards the gap, slicing towards right center, ticketed for the berm, home run Julio. And the Mariners lead it 1-0 right away.
Great approach by Julio. Don't let Springs get ahead on him. Instead, he deposits the first pitch he sees into right center field. And this is something that right-handed batters have done against his four-seam fastball. Just absolutely feasted on it.
2-2 pitch, bouncing ball through for a base hit. Rooker's getting the windmill home. Coming up, throwing is more. The throw to the plate is cut off, and Auditor tries to stretch to second. He's out, but Auditor levels the scoring at 1-1 with an RBI single. We're evened up through 1 inning of play. How many times has Miguel Auditor come through for the A's?
Guide out towards left center field. Soderstrom looking back, and it's off the base of the wall. Williamson races around third. He's on his way home and scores standing. How about a left-on-left double for Miles Mastrobuoni, the first extra base hit that Springs has given up to a left-handed hitter. And the Mariners have taken the lead back. It's 2-1.
Entire body all the way around the ball and work through it.
Back up the middle, and a single scores Kirks. Tie game, it's 2-2. Rooker wasted no time and picks up his 19th RBI of the year.
They are in need of a ground ball or a strikeout.
1-1, through for a base hit! Auditor does it again, and the Athletics finally take a lead. It's 3-2.
Bases loaded, 1 down. Raleigh into right field, base hit. Polanco on his way home. This ties the game. Julio sprints to the plate. He scores standing. Cal Raleigh, a pinch hit, go ahead, 2-run single has put the Mariners in front in the 9th inning.
Again, Dan's choices, they're slim and none right now out in the bullpen.
For high drive out towards Butler in right field. Rivas at third, tags on his way home. Leo Rivas scores standing. Sacrifice fly, Dylan Moore. And the Mariners extend the lead. Out to right field, Dylan Moore rushes in, calls for the ball, and makes the catch. And this game belongs to the Mariners. One of the great wins of the early season for the M's. Carlos Vargas, congratulations, your first career Major League save. It comes in a 5-3 thriller in Sacramento.
After wrapping up the 3-game set today, Seattle returns home to host Toronto on Friday at 6:40. That'll be on Root Sports Northwest. Seattle's lead in the American League West grew to 2 games with last night's win. Texas remains 3.5 games back after a 6-1 win over Boston. Houston dropped to 4 games behind with a 4-3 loss to Milwaukee. Angels snapped a 7-game losing streak with an 8-3 win over Toronto. Haley Van Lith only scored 1 bucket in her second WNBA game last night, but boy, was it a big one. Haley nailed a 3-pointer with under 2 minutes to go to help lift the Chicago Sky over the Minnesota Lynx 74-69 last night in her home debut.
Coming into the league, she was primarily a true post player, not a 3-point shooter.
Speaking of threes, Ariel Atkins and then
kind of was with teams and then got waived and then got picked up again for a few years before she was able to hang on with Chicago and then move on to Minnesota. But it's because she's willing to do all of the blue-collar work. Alyssa Peely is just so confident. She's like, look, give me Maisha Hines-Allen's minutes. I will take them.
pretty pass opposite way from Van Lith to Carter. We're seeing it in just her second preseason game. Commanding the offense with 7 to shoot. The in and out dribble. Oh! Haley Van Lith gives the Sky the lead. Westbeld grabs it back. Sky up 2. Van Lith once more. Cross court feed. Wilson got it! Half a minute ago, Van Lith with the ball had the big 3 over to Birch. Tap back is good.
They're shooting a lot of threes. They're trying to score early and often, and they are really pressuring on the perimeter on the defensive end.
Haley dished out 5 assists in her second game of the preseason. The Sky will play at Minnesota on Saturday. Yesterday was the first day for many teams in district playoff action in the District 5 1AB boys soccer tournament. Wapato beat Liberty Bell 4-1. Cashmere got by Okanagan 2-1. Brewster beat College Place 2-1. Connell blanked Bridgeport 1-0. Cascade had no trouble with Warden, winning it 5-0. Highland down Chelan 3-1, and Royal beat Manson 6-0. Quincy extended its season in the CWAC playoffs with a 1-0 win over East Valley. In the final week of the Big Nine's regular season, Eastmont edged Wenatchee last night 3-2, while Moses Lake topped Eisenhower also 3-2. In the District 5-6 1A baseball playoffs, Chelan edged Zillow 1-0. Natchez Valley topped Omak 9-1. Cashmere clocked Connell 10-1. Freda and Quincy's season came to an end last night in the District 5 2A playoffs. Tigers fell to Toppenish 9-0, while the Jackrabbits lost to Prosser 8-2. League playoff time for the Central Washington 2B as Brewster beat Lake Roosevelt 4-2, while Tonasket topped Manson 6-5. West Valley claimed the regular season Big Nine title with yesterday's 5-1 win at Wenatchee. Eastmont, meanwhile, took down Moses Lake 6-2. Brewster and Okanagan advanced in the Central Washington 2B girls fast pitch playoffs with wins yesterday. Bears blew out Bridgeport 22-8. The Bulldogs ended Liberty Bell season 17-2. Freda begins the District 5 2A tournament today with a game at East Valley. That's a check of sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Wednesday.
And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more news from around North Central Washington, you can find us at NCWLIFE.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app for iPhone and Android. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. Email us at news@ncwlife.com or call 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us, and have a great night.